Hi, I'm Dave Shenton and I'm County Moth Recorder for Kent, and we're here today to talk about Oak Processionary Moth, often referred to as OPM. So regarding Oak Processionary Moth, what is the real risk? We'll cover that today. Should landowners be concerned? If they find OPM, what can they do about it? How do you recognise it? We'll talk about the health risks as well, but we'll talk about the manageable way to deal with Oak Processionary Moth in a sensible way. It's important to note that this moth, OPM, it's a notifiable species, so you need to contact through gov.uk. You can contact a tree alert for the Forestry Commission to let them know if you find OPM. But of course, we want to cover in this video how you identify it, because there are things that can be confused for it as well. So for this moth, the Forestry Commission have an annual sort of plan of works to deal with it. Their intervention depends on precisely where you are. It's dealt with in various zones. There's a central zone called the established zone where the moth is very well established now, and it's about living with it there and accepting it. And that's sort of based around the London boroughs and now spreading out towards Essex, out towards Berkshire, Hampshire, etc. Beyond that established zone, you've got what's referred to as the buffer zone, where action is a little more robust if it's found and reported. And then beyond that, you've got the OPM free zone, where the moth has not yet been identified. So if you're concerned about Oak Processionary Moth, if you think you found it, then we want to talk about you being certain about that. So we're going to cover a few things about identifying it. So firstly, the caterpillars only feed on oak. You only find them on oak trees. So that helps in some context with some of the lookalike species that you can find. It forms quite large nests, silken nests that become quite obvious, and these can be at any height. They can be low down on a tree trunk, they can be high up in the branches. You can look for them, for instance, with binoculars. It's quite handy to do that because they can be quite high up. Obviously, the nests lower down are going to be sort of where you're going to perhaps get the greatest risk. So we need to be careful as to where we find these. So the caterpillars of OPM, they're most active between sort of May and June, July. And that's when sort of the greatest risk of exposure to the irritating hairs can happen. But it's important to note that the nests that they build incorporate those hairs. They can be blown by the wind, so there can be a risk throughout the year, although it's greatest in those sort of summer months, May through to July. The first thing to remember, if you do think you found Oak Processionary Moth, don't touch, don't get close, in fact, because the hairs can be distributed by the wind as well. We've talked a little bit about the health risks from exposure to Oak Processionary Moth caterpillars and the irritating hairs, but it's important to stress that those risks are really quite small. You need to take extra care and consider intervention if they're found in public places, if they're near playgrounds, schools, hospitals, public footpaths, etc. Then intervention needs to be considered more seriously. If you've got this thing in the middle of a wood, then you need to notify the authorities, of course, but the risk is going to be minimal for any exposure in those conditions. And to underscore that, Public Health England, they list exposure to OPM as low risk in pretty much most areas of the UK. But what about damage to the trees from these caterpillars feeding? So they do occur in large numbers, and where that happens, they can cause defoliation of that particular host oak tree. It's relatively rare for that to happen. And it's important to look at what the research tells us about OPM and its long-term impact on oak trees. What research tells us is that short-term defoliation has no long-term detrimental effect on the oak trees. In instances where you see repeated defoliation from OPM caterpillars, you could see long-term damage to your oak trees, and in those cases it might be worth considering control measures. And how do we go about controlling OPM? Well, firstly, important to note, don't go trying to deal with it yourself. If it's removal of nests, you want to be contacting a professional arboriculturist, someone who's skilled in dealing with these things and avoiding exposure to the hares. Also, any control needs to be very much risk-based, and DEFRA and Butterfly Conservation have been working together to develop and use data around moth distribution to work on a risk-based approach to the level of control that might be needed if you do get OPM outbreaks. Originally, control was often done by the spraying of an insecticide, BT, and the problem with this was that it was not selective to OPM caterpillars. It would affect any and all Lepidoptera caterpillars that were present in that sprayed area. So you can imagine the damage that that's doing to the biodiversity in that area that would be sprayed with that insecticide. So that's where the risk-based approach comes in. We want to educate, observe and manage responsibly where we do find OPM. And there's potentially good news around as well. As is often the case, nature is seeming to take care of itself. So when this moth was first introduced, it spread rapidly because there were no natural predators present in the UK. But we're now finding that there is a parasitic fly which is establishing itself and which is attacking the OPM caterpillars. So it's nature doing the job for us, biological control. In taking all that into account, together we can protect our woodlands, our wildlife and our health by acting in a measured and responsible way in the face of Oak Processionary moth.